So we've seen that if we start at the point 0.8, 0.4, we get a slope of negative 0.4, and if we move to the right 0.1 unit, that takes us to t-coordinate 0.9, and we have a rise of negative, that should be negative 0.04, and that takes us from the x-coordinate 4 to x-coordinate 0.36. So our new point is 0.9, 0.36. Now, we can recalculate using our formula for the derivative. We can recalculate the value of x prime at this point. In doing so, we find that just plugging in 0.9 and 0.36, we find that just over that run of 0.1, our slope has changed all the way to negative 0.72. Now that's a pretty big change. From negative 0.4 to negative 0.72, our slope is very nearly doubled. That tells us two things. One, if we are at this point, our slope is going to be negative 0.72, steeper than it was here. This is also going to make us skeptical of our estimate 0.9, 0.36, because our slope didn't stay at negative 0.4 while we moved from here to here. It would not actually, on the x versus t plot here, our slope would not remain negative 0.4. The slope is clearly decreasing as we move from here to here. Now we can try to correct for that decrease. We could average the slope here and the slope here, and then re-estimate what our run of 0.1 would do, and that would give us a significantly lower point. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to accept this, and we're going to accept that there is an error, and maybe we shouldn't have run quite as far as we did. Maybe we run only 0.01, which would result in a much smaller difference in the slope. In any case, if we just accept the slope of negative 0.72 at the point 0.9, 0.36, we can calculate a new point. So here we are at 0.9, 0.36, and we're going to move again a tenth of a unit. So let's move 0.1 unit run at a slope of negative 0.72. We find that the rise is going to equal negative 0.072. Now we're not going to go through the details of calculating that, but it's calculated in exactly the same way it was here, just using the new slope. So we have a rise of negative 0.072, and that allows us to calculate a new point. Our new point is going to have coordinates 0.9 plus 0.1. We start at 0.9 and run 0.1, so our new point will be at 1.0, and it's going to be 0.36 minus 0.072, which is 1.0.35128. Not all those figures are going to be significant given the potential errors in this calculation, but we see how the process can work.